morning. Welcome to 4x8 Paper Stuff. We are in our river journal and we are going to do something fanciful today. Let's get started. I certainly hope you can't hear the leaf blower going because it just started. Thank you, dear husband. I have cut out that girl from the Jane Davenport paper pad, and I am going to I'm not one for the girls. I rather am a nature person and geography and maps and beautiful paper and beautiful text from other countries, and not so much one of the girl people. But this girl has talked to me this morning, and I'm going to try to make it my own by having her be petting a heron rather than the flowers she's looking at on the paper pad. So I tried with some of the background paper that I have left, um, doing my little heron that I'm kind of growing fond of, and I'm sure he's along the banks of the Mississippi. And I did that on some of the scraps left from that same piece of paper from Jane Davenport's paper pad. She has new products out, by the way. Oh my goodness. Not sponsored, but there are some things I would love to get my hands on. So I'm cutting him out. I use my Stabilo All pencil, which I'm falling in love with more and more all the time. And I'm not one for the grunge. So I'm not one for girls. I'm not one for the grunge. I'm really not a bright, well, yes, I am a bright paper person, but I'm using them all today, and it's coming together, and it's going to work, and I love it. So because I have curvature of the spine terribly here, because I'm at the end of this volume, um, I'm going to have to do this out of the book again. And my paper is too small. Now, that is some of the paper that I've been playing with all week. With watercolors and just dabbing it here and there, and I photocopied it, so it's thin. But it's not the size of my traveler's notebook. And I'm going to have her, because she is rather tall, even bent over, I'm going to have her stand on the edge of the paper, which I'm going to have to cut off a little bit of her dress. But I want her to fit on the page and be bending over, petting the heron. The heron that talks to the ghosts of history? I don't know. Might be, I don't know. Keeps conjugating in my head. I don't know. So I'm making it the size of my page, and I have a little bit left over, but not enough for another page. But lo and behold, I have this scrap bag full of paper at the bottom of my desk in this huge Ziploc bag, 2-gallon Ziploc bag full of paper scraps. And I come up with one, and I'm going to cannibalize them together with washi tape, as one does, and make it one piece of paper. And at the end, I can't even tell that it was two, actually. Bogey, quit chewing on your paw. Quit chewing on your paw. Okay, sorry, dog, interrupt us. So I am going to tape it on the back and stick it down when it's done, and it'll be a whole piece of paper. You'd never know. And I struggled with today. I didn't know what to do. I never know. Well, I sort of sometimes do know what I want, and I kind of make it work. I really didn't know how this was going to work. It's a very faint, muted watercolor background with this very vibrant red lady, and supposedly petting a heron along the banks of the Mississippi. But I want to make it work. So I'm squishing her up in the corner as tight as I can get her, and I'm going to cut off her waistline and put that waistline on the other side. And in the end, I like how it all comes out. And in the paper pad, it was lots of vibrant color in the background with a lot of wash white put over it. And so it was kind of a muted background also by the time Jane Davenport was done with it. So, and you can't even tell that this is two pieces of paper on the other side, really. I can't. But in reality, her arm was too long to pet the top of my heron and still give him the shape of legs. So we're going to chop off her hand and make it a little bit shorter. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell Jane. Because if she pet him with that long arm, it would be too much. she'd be squishing his head. And all I did with my Stabilo all is just barely faintly put in the lines of that heron and giving him some legs now, putting some of the feathers that I cut off on him. And now I'm going to darken up his colors a little bit. I really like this. I don't know. It's fanciful, it's whimsical, it's something that happens along the Mississippi every day, I'm quite certain. A pretty lady in a pretty red skirt pets the herons along the banks of the Mississippi in high heels. Well, of course, of course.
Well, I used the Jane Davenport girl, and she's petting a heron on the shores of the Mississippi. Don't forget this heron can see the ghost of Mark Twain. So who is this? It might show up. It may not. Who knows? Now, I cannibalized this paper here, but I can't tell. And to me, it all works, actually. Because that was my background paper. And if you kind of just splotch them across, that all works. Right? Right. That's my story. I really like her. Not a fan of the girls. But if she can see herons and talk to herons, or if the heron can see her, I might be a fan. I love how this turned out. See you tomorrow.
So thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you're processing when I process. A closer picture is on my Instagram account, and I will see you all tomorrow.